Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, a journey to self-realization. Please subscribe our channel for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by Swami Jyotirmayananda, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are on chapter number 7, Jnana Vijnana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom and realization, and we are studying shloka number 5 today. Apareyamitstvanyam prakritim vidhi me param जीवभूतां महाबाहो ययेदं धारयते jagat. This is my lower nature. In the previous shloka, we studied the 8 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then mind, intellect, and ego. That is the lower nature of God. O mighty armed Arjuna, different from this is my higher nature, which is the soul by which this entire world is sustained. So here God is opening up that secret, that the higher nature is the very consciousness, the soul, the Atman, which is the thread that binds all of humanity and all of cosmos, because that is in which the soul resides, and that soul is the binding force through which everything is sustained. Shloka number 6. एतद्योनीनि भूतानि सर्वाणि त्युपधारय अहं कृत्स्नस्य जगतः प्रभवः प्रलयस्तथा. These two, lower nature and Prakriti nature, meaning Prakritis of mine, are the source of all beings. Thus, I am the origin of this entire world as well as its dissolution. So, God is saying every being has this source through Prakriti and Purush. Through these two only, the whole creation comes into being, and thus God is considered the ultimate parent, the father, the creator. Shloka number 7. Mattah parataram nanyat किंचिश्चदस्ति धनंजय मय्य सर्वमिदं प्रोक्तं सूत्रे मणिगणा इव. O conqueror of wealth, there is nothing higher than me, God says to Arjuna. Dhananjay means, Dhan means wealth, Anjay means the person who has conquered it. So God is glorifying Arjuna to say, you have conquered all the wealth, but there is nothing higher than me. All this creation is strung on me like a cluster of gems on a string. So here God is using a beautiful analogy, like a string is the main key supporter of the necklace or the garland. God says, I am that. I am not visible. Externally, you only see flowers or ornaments, but behind it is the thread which I secretly hold as part of this creation. Shloka number 8. रसोऽहमप्सु कौन्तेय प्रभास्मि शशिसूर्ययोः प्रणवः सर्ववेदेषु शब्दः खे पौरुषं नृषु. O son of Kunti, I am the sapidity in the waters, I am the light in the sun and the moon, I am the Pranava or Om in the Vedas, the sound in the ether element, and manliness in men. So here God is starting to say that I am the essence in all the key things, like the fluidity in the water, the light in the sun and the moon, etc., and the very breath of the Vedas. Shloka 9. Punyo gandha prithviyayam च तेजस्वास्मि विभावसौ जीवनं सर्वभूतेषु Tapaschasmi tapasvishu. I am the pure fragrance of the earth. I am the effulgence in fire. I am the life in all living beings, and I am the austerity in the ascetics. So here God is glorifying the essence in things, and he is saying that that essence exists due to me. I am in it. I am the creator of it. Shloka number 10. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam viddhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam tejas tejasvinamaham. O Partha Arjuna, know me to be the eternal seed of all beings. I am the intellect in the wise and the glory of the glorious. In other words, whatever you see that is beautiful, opulent, and in creation, that is coming through God. It is all His game. Shloka 11. Balam balvatam chaham kamaraga vivarjitam dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamo asmi bharatarshabha. O best of the Bharatas, I am the might of the mighty who are free of passion and desire. I am the sexual desire in all beings that is not opposed to dharma or the ethical laws. So here God is giving further clarification that I am the mighty, and the sexual desire that God is talking about here is basically for procreation, where we need to raise a family, have a child, and so on. That is not opposed to dharma. Merely indulging in these pleasures just for joy and for gratification is not dharma. Therefore, God is specifying that is not opposed to dharma, meaning when there is a real reason for sexual union. That also in the olden days used to be considered a prayer, a yajna, for bringing forth a beautiful soul into the world. So that is what God is saying. I am that energy also. Moving on to Shloka 12. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasastamasascha ye matta eveti tan vidhin na tvaham teshu te mayi. All beings or objects that are sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic, know them to have proceeded from me. I am not dependent on them, but they are dependent on me. So, this is where the three gunas come into being. Everything God says is composed of these three: sattvic meaning purity, rajasic worldly, and tamasic inertia. So they have all come from the divine. Moving on to Shloka 13. त्रिभिर्गुणमयैर्भावैरेभिः सर्वमिदं जगत् मोहितं नाभिजानाति मामेभ्यः परमव्ययम्. Deluded by the three modes of nature, this world does not know me, who is beyond the gunas and imperishable. So, this is why attaining God realization is challenging, because He is not visible anywhere. You cannot see Him through your eyes, or hear Him through your ears, or smell Him through your nose, or taste Him through your tongue, or touch Him through your hands or body. So, therefore, He is beyond all these things. So, God also says, for this reason, because of the three gunas, people get deluded. Deluded is illusion. They get caught trapped in the world process, and therefore they cannot find me, they don't know me. Why? Because I am gunatita. Everybody else is within guna. We are bound by the gunas, and God is beyond the gunas. So think of us as we are within gravity, and God is beyond that. and imperishable. So he is also cannot, God cannot be destroyed, whereas we well know that our bodies and everything in this world is transient and therefore subject to destruction. Moving on to Shloka 14. Devi Hesha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mamevaya Prapadyante Maya Me Tam Tarantite. My wondrous Maya, consisting of the three gunas, is extremely difficult to cross over. However, they who surrender to me are able to cross over it and become free from the power of illusion. So, beautiful shloka. God is guiding us that this Maya, made up of three gunas of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, are is not so easy to cross over. It's extremely complex because we get bound by the gunas. But those who surrender to God unconditionally, become one with Him, they are able to cross the Maya and free themselves from this power of illusion, from the bonds that they are tied by. Shloka 15. Namam dushkratino moodaha prapadyante naradhamaha mayaya padritagyana asuram bhavamashritah. The lowest type of men, the evildoers, sustained by a dull and demoniac nature, with their intellects deluded by Maya, do not worship me. So we are talking about people, atheists, or radical people who say, well, God doesn't exist. And he says that's because of their previous nature, many births where they have created these kind of karmas to be here. And then God calls them the lowest type of men. Why? Because human birth is a very precious thing, a rare opportunity to attain realization, and those people who are totally opposed to this idea are naturally considered ignorant and the lowest. And then they are evil, many are evil doers because they don't know the impact of sinful actions and so on. And then they are sustained by the dull and demoniac nature, which means they are deluded by the tamasic nature, which is very destructive. And then their intellects are also deluded by Maya, thus they become tamasic, and therefore they don't believe in God and they don't worship Him. They think there is only one, this life, the materialist life, so enjoy, make merry, and then nothing happens after death. This is the view of such people. Moving on to Shloka 16, we will cover that in tomorrow's Satsanga. Hari Om Tat Sat.